Bring fair to the issue for better discussion. Civil Sherry coming in Liberian, listen to the voice of Liberia. He gonna make a God in education. The good very coming to.
I want to say thank you to God Almighty for making us to converse today to do what you love to do best. There are many others wanting to be where we are. They are not. It is not that we are righteous than they do. It is because of the mercy of God Almighty Allah keeping us where we are today. And I'm grateful. And the politicians will say, I'm delighted. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the show Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia 104.1, coming to you from Capital Bypass in Monrovia. It feels good to return to do the people's job. And certainly, this is where we converge at about this time to talk about the issues that matter to our country, Liberia. And so I want to say hello. And I have some good, are they all guests today? I have them in the building. They are watching. And I want to say good evening. and welcome to the show Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia. It promises to be great. As a matter of fact, we've got too many things to talk about. Revelations are coming up. Political admittance in a sense where there's no way possible for people to say things out of what they should not. So they will come and say what is just need to be said. And Liberians are getting to know them by the day, know exactly what they do, what are their intentions for our country, Liberia. So certainly you need to know about it. And so today at 8 o'clock, we're going to have our guests here tonight at 8 o'clock. They're from the Congress for Democratic Change. We're going to have 3 guests on the last segment of the show. And our discussion going to center around the just ended primary of the Congress for Democratic Change. And I'm told there's a scheduled program for candidates certification that's going to be done by the Congress of Democratic Change. So Mr. Alexander V. Eseli, Tanu Maulu Bangali, Augustine Tamba, be my guest tonight at 8 o'clock, straight up to 9 o'clock tonight on the show. We'll go to our international desk to talk to our international correspondents to fill us in with what's making news around the world through the means of our international desk. We come back at 7:30, moving upward. Folks, we're continuing to enlighten the minds, educate Liberians about what the oppositions are doing against your interest, Liberians' interest, and all you need to know is the right person and who's going to make this country better as he continues to do what he does for the country. It is His Excellency President George Weah. So at 7:30 to 8 o'clock, we're going to be rumbling into lots of issues surrounding the Unity Party, particularly the response coming from the chairman of our Unity Party. And we're going to tell you about laws that have been violated. It tells you that they've not been given power. They've started violating the very laws that they are to protect in our country. And so we'll talk about that issue here on the show up to 8 o'clock. My name is Sekou, and I'm Sekou Sharif. Certainly, inshallah, with the blessing of my parents, I'm going to be here up to 9 o'clock tonight. And you don't want to miss it. Fascinating discussions. We're taking a break to go out to our international desk. Always done joining us. Today is a great day, and you'll know why I say it's a great day to me because I have my good friends. We all are broadcasting together tonight. Some days I'm gonna have every one of them. You listen to them. They are here with us. But let's go to the international desk to talk to our international correspondents from around the world. The very first stop going to be in Sierra Leone, where we're going to talk to John Whitfield, who's going to uh, join us tonight on the show. Who's going to join us on the show from Freetown, Sierra Leone, to tell us more about some happenings there. We're told that parliamentarians of the Sixth Parliament in Sierra Leone subscribed to the oath of Parliament today. Uh, in the country. And so we are told that bulk of the opposition uh, parliamentarians did not turn out. For what reason? John would tell us more about this development here coming from Freetown, Sierra Leone on the program today. He'll fill us in and give us a clear insight of it as to why they've decided not to do this. He said that they still continue to think that the just ended elections is not the will of the people. Is this what they're going to do as to express their anger as to what has happened in the country? So we're going to make contact with John Whitfield, who's our Sierra Leonean correspondent from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on the program tonight to talk to him about this development coming from Sierra Leone, who's the lone member of parliament that attended um, the um, the induction ceremony where they've gone to take oath of allegiance to the country, meaning they've said, okay, this is what we're going to do for the country. We're going to live by the laws of the country as they kickstart their job in Sierra Leone. So we're making efforts to have John Whitfield on the line from Freetown, Sierra Leone tonight. When we move ahead, we're asking some important questions to know what is it that those of the people that have taken over the various, seats. Mind you, in Sierra Leone, the same way we have House of Representatives is how they have it. They call it the Parliament members. On the line is John Whitfield. He joins us from Freetown, Sierra Leone. John, good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Good evening to you, Sekwan. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. Give us a picture of how the swearing ceremony went today at the House of Parliament, where parliamentarians of the Sixth Parliament they took oath of the Parliament on today.
Well, the ceremony in itself was colorful because this is the sixth parliament wherein you have new members who came in and you had old members who retained their positions. So you have people who travel the length and breadth of the 16 districts of this country, but particularly the 15 districts to come into the capital city to celebrate their members of parliament, to celebrate also their family members. But even though it was colorful, it was one-sided at the same time because in the fifth parliament we had the main opposition, the ruling party, third opposition, and independent candidates plus paramount chiefs. But in this one, we only have we only have the ruling party, the opposition, and members of who are paramount chiefs. So it was colorful, but a little bit one-sided.
The absence of 53 members from the main opposition APC, we did see it coming, not so?
Exactly, because remember when the election results was announced, and even before the results were announced, the All People's Congress had been crying foul play within the electoral process or the system. Even when the results were announced, they did come out and say that they were not going to accept the results, and at the same time will not acknowledge the presidency of Dr. Julius Madabio. And as I speak today, the flag bearer for the APC, Dr. Samuel Kamara, has not wished or congratulated the election of President Bio. And also, they did say that they were not going to take part in the governance structure of the country. So, them not going to parliament, neither for the induction nor for the swearing in of oath of office, did not come as a surprise to us. However, what came as a surprise was when one member showed up in the well of parliament.
Why did Honorable Mohammed Bangura of the APC defied the other of his party?
Well, for Honorable Mohammed Bangura, he said that one of the reasons why he showed up in the well of parliament was to pay homage because his people have placed him there and he went there to represent himself. But this was what he had to say while he was speaking.
Yes, I'm the only person here for now. No, I'm not the party others. I'm only here to swear the oath of office. Well, I come because I have a constitutional right. I've been elected by my people, and I think, according to the 1991 Constitution, I have to take the oath of office. Oh, yes, I'm ready for anything.
John, is there any repercussion for what the majority of the APC MPs have done?
Yes, there are repercussions. Well, prior to the swearing in, the Clerk of Parliament, Honorable Param Tawali, did say that when MPs do not subscribe to the oath of office, which is for today, they become contractual members of Parliament and there are certain facilities that they will not enjoy. Now, it doesn't mean that when those 53 members decide to come to Parliament, they will not take the oath. But they'll be contractual MPs and not terminal MPs, which means there are benefits that the terminal members of parliament will enjoy that these members who will now be called contractual members of parliament will not enjoy. And also when you look at the democratic side against sector, you know that you cannot have a country with only just one political party being in that parliament. The one member who went for the APC is just one among the 53 members. But yet still 2 thoughts are yet to be given. So there are indeed repercussions for the infection.
Thank you very much, John Whitfield, for that development from Sierra Leone on the program. We're going to go to Nigeria, where we will speak with Naomi Kumbenda, where Justice Amuzu of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria, has issued a 1-week ultimatum to the Department of State Services to either charge the detained, suspended governor of the Central Bank of of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Mfila, to court or send him free. Why is it he's saying it, and what has caused him to go to court? And now he's been detained. Naomi Kumbenda is a Voice of Liberia Nigerian correspondent who's going to tell us more about this as to why it is happening, and that is it. So we trying to see as what we can establish a contact here tonight. We go to Naomi. Naomi, good evening.
Good evening, Teku. Thank you for having me.
Can you bring us to speed with this development where Justice Monzu of the Higher Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria, has issued a 1-week ultimatum to the Department of State Services to either charge the detained, suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria or let him free?
Okay, Teku. So Justice Hamza Muazu is a judge in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, like you rightly said. And so he said that the arrest power of the DSS was not beyond the stipulated conditions under which a Nigerian citizen must be held and for how long they should be held. Don't forget that MFLA had dragged the Attorney General of the Federation, Director of DSS, and the DSS itself to court, seeking enforcement of his fundamental human rights to freedom of movement and also dignity to human rights. Now, in this suit constituted on his behalf, it was a son that filed that suit on his behalf, saying that he was suspended. And since June 10th, he has been detained by the DSS. They have not taken him to court and they have not freed him, which is against the law. He's not supposed to be held for more than 48 hours, but he has been kept there without taking him to court. That's why he's saying that he has charged them for a defamatory fee of about 5 million naira, and then they should take him to court or they should let him free. That's what the judge is talking about.
What has the DSS said about the 1-week ultimatum?
So, Seko, the DSS has said nothing as always, because in Nigeria, there is the culture of impunity and also disrespect for the rule of law. And so when the court makes a declaration, sometimes the DSS and security agencies pretend as though they didn't hear it. But so far, they have not said anything. So we are waiting to see if there will be a reaction from them, but there has not been any. until the day is already almost finished.
What do you think now the court will do if the DSS fails to comply?
So in past scenarios where the court had given such orders and they were flaunted by security agencies like the EFCC, like the army, and like the police, the court had sent that they should be arrested and charged to court for disrespect to the rule of law. But so far, we haven't seen anyone who was arrested, even when the court gave the orders. In the past, during the last administration, the court had given several orders for them to be arrested, but none of them was arrested. The EFCC was the last person, but he was never arrested. And so we don't know if this time the court impounds that law and then maybe it will be implemented. But we don't know since the new administration. We're hopeful that things will happen differently.
Thank you very much, Naomi, for joining us tonight on the show Issues of Today. She's Naomi Kumbenda. She's our Nigerian correspondent, being on the line, telling us about what the ultimatum that has been given by the Justice of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria. So now move on to something. There are lots of things happening in Liberia, though. Currently, the Public Works Minister is being ongoing tough questioning at the Liberian Senate. It is still ongoing. I'm trying to see as what I can establish a contact with any of our folks there to know how it is and what are the outcomes coming from there. But in so doing, folks, there's something today, like I said, we're going to have a discussion about. Sorry, it's very important. Very, very important, fellow Liberians. You know, we have a responsibility as a country and people to uphold to the rules of law of our country. Now, when we are not upholding to what the law says, it becomes a problem. Yes, it. You know, of recent, they say when you haul the rope will haul the bush. And that is how it is. When you haul the rope will haul the bush. And that is how it is. I'm simply trying to say here tonight that the claims, counter claims coming from the folks now in the opposition, it is getting serious by the day where you'll see John Brown will say something and Peter Paul will come to address what John Brown says, either to clarify or to make themselves to look good. And now it is making Liberians to understand who they are. Are they respecters of the laws of the country? Today you will get to know whether they are respecters of the laws of the country. And what we're going to be discussing, it is not what Sekou is saying as a journalist. It is what the law says. Everything we do here, we've been governed by laws. It is not because you were John Brown, you were Peter Paul, that means you can do something that you are not to do. And so in this context, tonight, we're going to explain and make you to understand that Ambassador Bwaka has not been elected as president. He has started to violate the very laws that if he's elected, even though he will not be elected, he can never be elected as president of this country. I know the only time he has to contest for presidency, it is only in 2023 elections. After the 2023 elections, Ambassador Bwaka will no longer participate in elections because his age will not permit him. So the only golden opportunity he has now is this 2023 October elections. So yes, it. Yes, it. you listen to allegation of Ambassador Boakai knowingly doing something. And the reason why I'm saying knowingly, because it was being confirmed by Ambassador Boakai's son that Ambassador Boakai and the legs of the other people went to Ghana to meet so-called investors. You don't know whether they are criminals. You don't know whether they are BMs. But they went to meet investors. And you see, God knows how to expose and beat on people when they're not in the interest and they want to use the kindness of the people to get to a certain point and arrange themselves at the detriment of the people. Yes, the entire thing, folks. I want you to sit tonight, listen and listen well. Listen and listen well. A few days ago, there was an allegation, and the particular allegation I'm going to be focusing on is about the meeting in Ghana, and also what was the intent of the meeting. What was the intent of the meeting that they went for in Ghana? So I'm going to tell you, and we're going to look into it, and I will take you to what the law says. Now, I'm not going to say them by myself. I'm going to read you what the law says about what Ambassador Boakai knowingly, not to say he was being forced, knowingly got on a flight from there to go and have such a meeting. Now, Henry, like I've always said, he's not anyone to trust. He's not someone to work with. He has a very dubious way of doing things. He's not trustworthy. He doesn't make any, anything. He does everything in his self-interest. He's not that person to work with at all. So I don't want to dignify him. The reason why I'm dignifying the issue about the trip, it is because it has been confirmed by the son of Ambassador Boakai and the people from the Unity Party. They've confirmed that they had a meeting, but even though according to them. So that is the reason why I want to go deep into it and let you know, knowingly, this is the word I'm using today. I want you fellow Liberians to take this, to listen to this knowingly. You know, they say when they're ready to, charge you, they will say, John Brown, knowingly go to the extent and do. It means that you were not coerced. You knew that you were doing something, a certain thing. You decided to do it. They say knowingly. So in this context and in this sense of our discussion, Ambassador Boakai was not being pushed. He was not being coerced to have left Liberia to go to Ghana for said meeting. He was not being coerced to go to Ghana for said meeting. Now, I want to play the audio of his son first. And the reason why I want to play the audio of his son, I want you to get connected, and you will know exactly what you're talking about, and so you will know how it flows. And the reason why we're playing the voice of his son is because it was his son, the very first person to have come out and admit, to admit that, yes, it's true that his father had a meeting. Where? In Nigeria, in Ghana, right? So it's very clear. So let me play you this so you listen for yourself. And we just setting the basic. We ain't ready yet. We're setting the basic. The main thing we want to discuss when we reach to a particular point, we will let you know exactly, and you will get the concept of what we're discussing here. We're going to play the son voice, the son of Ambassador Joseph Nyoma Boaka, before we go to the chairman response he had towards the allegation leveled against Ambassador Boaka, according to them, allegation.
I was doing a much longer recording and I just changed my mind. I'll say this to you all. At no time in that meeting did the Omen offer those people anything in terms of concessions, in terms of Wologisi, nothing. The Omen only said to them, if you are business people and your support is contingent on my winning and what happens afterwards, then you bring your business interest and we talk about it. There were no specifics placed forward.
Okay, stop right there. I want you to start from the starting, and then there's certain thing I want you to confirm. Like, he keeps confirming it so the people will hear it.
I was doing a much longer recording and I just changed my mind. I'll say this to you all. At no time in that meeting.
So listen, stop it right there. So the son of Ambassador Boaka has confirmed that there was a meeting. There's no doubt that there was no meeting, right? So there was a meeting. And in his conversation, he contradicted himself, but I don't want to waste my time. So the meeting they went for, it was to get fundings, right? Let's go to the chairman of the party, Unity Party. Let's play you the chairman voice, his own quote-unquote response or whatsoever to what Henry said in his press conference. And fellow Liberians, tonight, what we about to say to you and the violation that Ambassador Boaka has started to carry against our country, knowing what the law says, he's violating the laws of our country. This old man, it will interest you to know. Let's go ahead.
Our reaction is to tell the Liberian people and tell the world that all that's caused us to spill out about Joseph Nyoma Boaka, our standard bearer, is very disheartening that a young man who has been a good friend of our party and a good friend of a good state man will be spilling our lives as he did. But we don't hold that against him. We consider that as a propaganda. We'll continue to love him. The rescue train is on, and Liberians are very excited about what's going on, and we're not going to let no one deter the change and the transformation that the Liberian people have been yearning for through the Joseph Boaka presidency. When the Costa name was floating in the public domain, to be honest with you, Liberian people did not even take it serious. We know Costa to be a talk show host in Liberia, but as the vice president material was not an appealing name at all in the public domain. And if Costa, for some reason, arranged money that he thought he could, it's against our Liberian laws that campaign money should be raised in a country, not foreign money. So to hear him describe some millions that he asked that should go to Boaka is not true. But whatever the case may be, the ALP leadership by Honorable Bernard Ayore and Henry Costa have been good friends of Mr. Boaka, and for whatever reason, if they decide to not be part of the rescue train, it's their prerogative. And we wish them best in all they do. But the Liberian people are resolved, they are determined to ensure that this country is rescued, and we're not going to be deterred by anything.
Now, y'all listen to that? That is the response coming from, what's his name? The chairman. So let me say something for on a very disappointing though. Then before we go to the main thing, it says to you that the Unity Party structure in a way that Ambassador Boaka has a dictatorial leadership. His son needed to speak before you have the national chairman of the party to speak. Ambassador Boaka's son needed to speak before the national chairman of the party speak. Now, Ambassador Boaka's son admitted, confirmed, and informed the Liberian people that there was a meeting. And in that meeting, he said the people said if solely they just wanted for Ambassador Boaka to win, they were to support him, and the only thing when he was elected, and then they come to do what? They come and tell Ambassador Boaka whatsoever they need, right? And you listen to Henry say the people are willing to get 30 million. So a reasonable person will say this to you, that there's no lie about this, that there was a meeting. What was the cause or the intent of the meeting? Was about support. That's the whole thing. So I don't want somebody saying, oh, whether they may accept it, but the men knowingly, and I kept using this word, and I will continue to use this word, knowingly left from Liberia to go to Ghana for a meeting where he needed a support. Right? Now, the election law, right? The election law here is very clear. And here it said, I'm going to go to the act or the election law approved, because this is an act. It said an act to amend certain provisions of the 1986 elections law approved September 17, 2014, published by Authority Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Monrovia, printed December 15, 2014. So this is a law, right? And it talks about contributions, what political parties, individuals should get, and what you should not do, what you should do. Fellow Liberians, I want you people to listen tonight, because when the people say they want to lead us and want to make the change, they should be able to serve by example, so that the Liberian people can see what they're doing and know, say, okay, whether when we elect the people, they will do what they're supposed to do in our interest. Not where you've not given them power, but now they've started violating the very laws that they are to protect. Let's go to it. Part of this law, chapter 7, that talks about election campaign expenses. Folks, you see, the crafter of our laws, they were very educated, and they at the time they think beyond just the time they were doing the laws of the country. They had a thinking that by this time these kinds of things will happen. People who want to do things out of the way, so they make the laws, the date amendment, to allow certain things to be included, so as to prevent people of doing what Joe Boaka is doing today. Joe Boaka knowingly, listen, they're not the main first time being in government or around governance space. He knows that there's a law that exists that forbids him, Joe Boaka, to go and have a discussion with foreigners to support his presidential bid. He knows that. There's a law that forbids that. So this is the reason why I'm saying, knowingly, Ambassador Boaka left from Liberia, go to Ghana to have a discussion with non-Liberians. With non-Liberians. Who the Liberian men will go look at you and say they will give you 30 million? or they will even give you 20 million, or they will even give you 10 million just for election. There's no one. That is clear. So this is what the law says. The law says, chapter 7, that talks about election campaign expenses. Section 7.2. It's a remittance of funds from outside Liberia to political parties or independent candidates restriction. So declare with you that they don't want people from out of the country to interfere with our body politics. They don't want foreigners to interfere with our body politics. So what they do in that case is they make a law that forbids people out of Liberia to support anybody in this country. Now, I'm not going to say it by myself. I'm going to read you what the law says. Yes, it says, which reads, there shall be no remittance of funds or other assets to any political party or organization or an independent candidate from outside Liberia. You listen to it? It is a law. That not me saying it. This is the law that governs and guards the elections of our country. The law says there shall be no remittance of funds or other assets to any political party or organization. This is not limited to anyone. It means that once you want to contest in any positions in our country, you should not. Any positions you want to contest, you should not. Number one, take support from any political or any foreign investor whosoever out of the country. You should not do it. You should not go out and have a meeting like the meeting that Joe Barker held. You should not. You should not go to people and say, oh, we want you to support my candidate Trump because I want to be president, I want to be vice president, I want to be whosoever in the country. The law says you should not do it. No one should give you money. You should not go out and take money from people. I will reach to a point they will tell you, say, non-Liberian citizens, fellow Liberians, today, we will do the teaching. Let the Liberian people know that Joe Barker has not been given opportunity. He's starting to violate the laws of our country. It says, which reads, there shall be no remittance of funds or other assets to any political party or organization or an independent candidate from outside Liberia, unless remitted or sent by Liberian citizens residing abroad. So the law says the only way you can get money from people out of Liberia, there should be a Liberian citizen that residing abroad. So, meaning the people that Joe Barker had a meeting with, were they Liberians? Certainly no. They were not Liberians. Admittance of what Henry said. They were not Liberians. So Joe Barker, knowingly, he knew that there's a law that exists that forbids him to go out of the country, to go have these kinds of discussions with people and request fundings for his election. Admittance of what his son said, that it was true they had a meeting. Let me continue. Any funds or other assets received directly or indirectly in contravention of this restriction shall be turned over or transferred to the commission within 21 days or receipt of receipt to be kept in escrow. It means escrow account in a designated bank. After thorough investigation, then they will take the money and give it back. Meaning, you know the reason why they want to do the thorough investigation? To know whether the money you got, it was a Liberian that sent the money. But in short, the law says, don't take money from foreigners. Don't take money from anybody, because the people knew that they have people out of the country that want to influence and want to use their cash to penetrate in the elections of our country. So the people say, all of you that get money, once you are not a Liberian, you don't have right to spend money in our elections. The only people that are supposed to spend money in our elections, there are people that are of Liberian citizenship. Who the Liberian citizen will go and look at 30 billion and look at maybe 20 million, even look at 5 million and give it to Joe Walker. Who the Liberian citizen will do that? When Joe Walker himself can be brave to even spend 200,000 on his own campaign. Let's continue on what the law says. Is that then they did the amendment of it is hereby amended. 1. No person shall contribute funds or other access to any political party or independent candidate from outside Liberia unless they are the property of a Liberian citizen who has attained the age of 18 and above. So yeah, they say, Joe Walker, you're not supposed to take money for anybody else at that meeting you are. Only Liberian citizens you're supposed to have that kind of a meeting with that want to support because they are citizens of this country. They've got rights to participate in the elections, but not foreigners like what you did to go and have a meeting with foreign nationals. They want to influence the Liberian people's decision by using their cash. Let's go to the next one here. What the law says. 2. Funds or other assets that appear to contravene paragraph 1 shall be transferred to the commission by the party or independent candidate within 7 days of receipt to be kept by NEC in escrow account, meaning in different account. Then they say, after investigation, NEC shall reform the funds or access to the party or independent candidate, blah, 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 blah. Now, you see, fellow Liberians, you see, now here's another thing again, very good. They said, how much they are discussing here? They say allegation, they said 30 million, right? Listen to what the law says. Joe Walker knowingly, because his son said he went for meeting. None of me, they won't say, none of me, they won't confirm it. It is his son that confirmed that they went for meeting. So I'm not looking at all the other allegations, but I'm looking at the point that talks about they going for the meeting, and they did not just walk out to go for meeting because they just wanted to go for meeting. They went for meeting because they wanted fundings. They did not go for meeting because they just want to get on flight from here to go. In fact, according to Henry, the people were the ones that supported them to go. And his son did not, disprove that issue of the people responsible or paid their transportation fare. Let's go to the next area that tells you about how much anyone should receive in terms of support for campaign. And the benchmark. Yes, it. Section 7.5, election campaign contributions and reports. Section 7.51, no official person shall contribute more than 100,000 United States dollars or its equivalent in Liberian dollars in total to a party and its candidate or to independent candidate for use in an election campaign. The people said, you see, the people that made a law, they thought beyond the way you and I would think today. They knew that there could be a lot of things happening in our country. They knew that people will come and do these things they're doing now in our country, what Joe Walker is doing to our country. I continue to say, Joe Walker knowingly, not by mistake, knowingly left from Liberia, went to Ghana, had a meeting, but the law says nobody should get support from people above 100,000. How much are we discussing here? 30 million. And you see how Joe Walker is ungrateful, deceitful, unpatriotic to our country. So I'm not saying this by myself. It is what the law says, is what I'm reading to you. What the laws of the laws that govern the National Elections Commission when it relates to campaign or campaign issues in the country. The law is very clear. The law says, listen, you want to be vice president, you want to be president, you want to be representative, you want to be what? Do not take any contribution from anybody that will exceed 100,000. Did Joe Walker go to Ghana to have a meeting just for 100,000? Certainly, you know, say Joe will not go for a meeting and go discuss 100,000. Even if it is not 30 million, let us agree for the argument's sake, but Joe did not go to Ghana to go discuss for 100,000. No. Joe did not go to Ghana to discuss for 100,000. So you see the violations? Knowingly, Joe is violating the laws of our country. Knowingly. He's violating the laws. He knows what the law says. Right? But he doesn't care. Now, do you think that Joe could report that money if they could be successful to receive the money? Do you think he could report the money? Yes, they said Section 7.7 report of contributions and expenses. The law says every registered political party that has nominated a candidate and every independent candidate shall report to the commission the contributions recorded under Section 7.5 and the expenses recorded under Section 7.6 in the form prescribed by the commission. Yeah. Do you think Joe Walker can go report that 30 million or maybe 20 million or below that money? Because the law says do not take more than 100,000. The law says do not accept money from foreigners. But Joe Walker knowingly, willingly left from Liberia, go to Ghana, have a meeting, requested some amount of money above the threshold of the National Elections Commission, including what he did with the foreigners, because they were not Liberians, though. They were not. They were not Liberians. They were not. So you see, so it tells you about Joe Walker and the way in which they want to do things. They say election offenses, chapter 10, is amended by adding the section 10.2a. The following acts shall constitute punishable offense under this chapter: influencing or attempting to influence the result of any election to include the tracking of voters. On the aspect, I think the National Elections Commission says not, serious about it, because we see a lot of people, taking people from one point to another all the time. So, fellow Liberians, it says to you now, yes, the law is very clear. The law says, do not go out of Liberia to get support. Listen to his son. Y'all listen. Let his son, y'all listen, because it backs what I'm saying about them going to Ghana, having a meeting, and then say, oh, the people say, once your support to me is for me to win, then when I win, y'all listen, what can I support? Financial support. You think that 100,000, the people come and go gay to support? No, it is not 100,000. It is above 100,000. Listen to this. Listen.
Actually, I was doing a much longer recording and I just changed my mind. I'll say this to you all. At no time in that meeting did the Omen offer those people anything in terms of concessions, in terms of Wologisi, nothing. The Omen only said to them, if you are business people and your support is contingent on my winning and what happens afterwards, then you bring your business interest and we talk about it. There were no specifics placed forward. Because that's what they are. They're business people. They're not going to come and support. So for it to be that and the Omen was surprised, like, how can your support be based only on the idea of me taking Henry as my running mate? Not on any business proposition. You haven't even indicated what sector you're interested in. Nothing. So the Omen put no concession on the table. I know I was in Ghana, number one. Number two, yes, Henry called very disappointed after the conversation, after the Omen turned down the conversation. 2 hours, he made us sit on the phone and listen to him go through an entire diatribe about his prophecy and everything else.
Now, folks, here is it. It is very clear to you. The son of Joe Boaka is telling you that they had a meeting. And the people, they were business people. They had a meeting. The people were not Liberians. The people were business people. And his father promised them, once your support is contingent to me winning, it means once your support is solely intended because for me to win, what kind of support are they talking about? What kind of support is it for them to come and campaign for Joe Boaka? No. For them to come and open radio station for Joe Boaka? No. For them to come and tell the people say we're foreigners, but we didn't say Joe Boaka can win the election? No. What kind of support is his son talking about? Financial support. And what the law says don't take support from foreign nationals. And what the law says don't get support more than 100,000. They are very clear. The laws are there. The laws are very clear. Now you see, fellow Liberians, this is what we are saying to you. That Joe Boaka is an ungrateful and wicked old man. He doesn't have love for our country. This old man knowingly, willfully took upon himself. He was not being coerced, being forced to do what he did. He left from Liberia. They purchased the ticket. He accepted for the purchasing of the tickets, booked his hotel, went to the Roberts International Airport, got on the flight, arrived in Ghana, go to the airport, met those investors, the so-called, you don't even know if the people that BM, you don't know if the people that black money they come and give you. You're so desperate for the presidency so you can take anything at the detriment of the Liberian people. Like the way Costa said, the old man said he can do anything to become president of this country. So it makes me to believe that Joe knowingly, willfully left this country, go to Ghana, decided to violate the laws of the National Elections Commission that prohibits Joe from receiving money from foreigners, because the law doesn't want people to interfere or get into our local politics. Because if the business people, for example, if you think the other people want to do it, you didn't think they will go get another money and everything out of the country too? Who Joe know? Joe don't know any good people around the world, like the legs of the other people. So Joe willfully decided to go and have a meeting. And a meeting where the people said they will support. Which kind of support were they talking about? You and I know is financial support. And the financial support, you think that 100,000 the people who gave Joe Boaka to run the campaign for the presidency? Certainly no. I don't want to stick it on 30 million. It might not be 30 million. It might be 30 million, but it will be more than 100,000. And the law says no one should accept any support. No one should accept any support above 100,000. No one. The law says no one should accept any support above 100,000. So is it 100,000 that Joe Boaka needs that he will leave this country to go to Ghana to go have a meeting? Certainly, you know, say no. So you see, Joe Boaka violated two provisions of the election law of our country. Two. He said, don't do it. He's doing it. Listen to his son. You're listening to it.
And again, the woman said clearly, Henry, we have partners, we have other political alliances and so Actually, I was doing a much longer recording and I just changed my mind. I'll say this to you all. At no time in that meeting did the woman
The word in all the things he says support. So the so-called investors, you don't know if they are black money traders. You don't know if they're into all kinds of dubious things. You don't know the people, they are terrorists. You don't even know who they are. You go and sit with them and turn the country into their hands because of money. So the support is what? Financial. And federal Liberia is just simple. You know, sometimes even if you're supporting the people, it's just fair enough with these kinds of analysis and reasoning to say, no, you know, we support Joe Walker, but Joe Walker did not do well into this. He shouldn't have done it. This should have happened. You don't do this. It ain't supposed to be like this. Why Joe did it? Question and critique your people that lead you. When you do that, they will know, say, you people are not just, or say, anything they say, yeah, oh. But now you United Partisans are to be telling Jojo, the other thing you've done, you brought his grace to us. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have left Liberia knowingly, willfully, contradicting and violating the laws of the country, where you should not go out of the country. The law said, don't go out of the country to go and get money out of the country from foreigners. But you know it. This is you think the man can protect the constitution of our country. You will not do it. The man saw his children will be running the country. And he knew what we experienced during Ellen time. Robert Salih was the darling ball. Robert Salih was the darling ball. Now that is how it is. That is how it is. Play that thing again. Let the Liberian people hear it. Let me remind them, yeah, start from it. Let the Liberian people hear. The people said they went Ghana. It was clear. They went for a meeting. And in that meeting, they talk about support. What kind of support is that? Is it a support for them to come to Liberia? For them to come and look at Joe Walker face, say, Papa, oh, you looking fine. We'll be passing around. Is it a support where they will come and say, Joe Walker, we just love you. We want you to be president. We'll talk to the Liberian people. Are they Liberians? Are they real investors? Where do they get their monies from? Did Joe Walker investigate all these things? Oh, he did not. You know why? The only thing he cares about, he wants to be president desperately, so he goes for anything he can do, anything at the detriment of the Liberian people. At the end of the day, Liberians will have themselves to blame. What type of support did Joe Walker go to Ghana for? Not beat a pageant support. Not for health, he go to Ghana for support. The thing he went to Ghana for, he saw a matter, he said, when are we? Once your support is contingent on my winning election of the election, when I win, I will call you people. Yesterday we dealt with the issue where you and I know business people will not give that money into something when you don't make a promise to them. So we finish with that. So today we're on different phase of it where there's a law that says do not accept money from foreigners to participate in the elections. There's another law that says if you're getting money, it should be a Liberian citizen, but it should not exceed 100,000. So are you telling me that Joe Walker left this country, go to Ghana just to go have 100,000 discussion? When even people in the Unity Party, you just say let people put money together, they can get it. Then why should Joe Walker get on flight, go to Ghana and have a meeting? So it tells you that Joe knows that he's violating the laws of the country, but he doesn't care. The Ome doesn't care. He ain't want to know. The man is desperate to become president. Play that thing, let the people hear it.
Actually, I was doing a much longer recording and I just changed my mind. I'll say this to you all. At no time in that meeting did the women offer those people anything in terms of concessions, in terms of Wologisi, nothing. The women only said to them, if you are business people and your support is contingent on my winning and what happens afterward, then you bring your business interest and we talk about it. There were no specifics placed forward. Because that's what they are. They're business people. They're not going to come and support. So for it to be that and the women were surprised, like, how can your support be based only on the idea of me taking Henry as my running mate? Not on any business proposition. You haven't even indicated what sector you're interested in. Nothing. So the women put no concessions on the table. I know I was in Ghana, number one. Number two, yes, Henry called very disappointed after the conversation. After the women turned down the conversation. 2 hours, he made us sit on the phone and listen to him go through an entire diatribe about his prophecy and everything else. And again, the woman said clearly, Henry, we have partners, we have other political alliances and so on. It would have been completely wrong of me to go ahead and accept that proposition. And I don't. Actually, I was doing a much longer recording and I just changed my mind. I'll say this to you all. At no time in that meeting did the women offer those people anything in terms of concessions, in terms of Wologisi, nothing. The women only said to them, if you are business people and your support is contingent on my winning and what happens afterward, then you bring your business interest and we talk about it. There were no specifics placed forward. Because that's what they are. They're business people. They're not going to come and support. So for it to be that and the women were surprised, like, how can your support be based only on the idea of me taking Henry as my running mate? Not on any business proposition. You haven't even indicated what sector you're interested in. Nothing. So the women put no concessions on the table. I know I was in Ghana, number one. Number two, yes, Henry called very disappointed after the conversation. After the women turned down the conversation. 2 hours, he made us sit on the phone and listen to him go through an entire diatribe about his prophecy and everything else. And again, the woman said clearly, Henry, we have partners. We have other. Actually, I was doing a much longer recording and I just changed my mind. I'll say this to you all. At no time in that meeting did the women offer those people anything in terms of concessions, in terms of Wologisi, nothing. The women only said to them, if you are business people and your support is contingent on my winning and what happens afterward, then you bring your business interest and we talk about it. There were no specifics placed.
And you see, it is clear. The people were business people. You don't know if the business you're doing is a right business or they're not doing the right business, but you desperately in need of the presidency that you can do anything to plunge this country anywhere you don't care. Even though the law says, no, you can't do what you're doing. You cannot take money from people out of the country. The law says you cannot, you should not take money from foreigners. They're not Liberians. The business people, as your son claimed, you don't know if that business, that black money, they into drugs business, they into something. Okay, let's agree that they did not request for Wologisi Mountain. You don't even know if they are 419s. They are people looking at 30 million, looking at even 20 million, looking at even 5, 10 million. Business people will not just give you that money. But the law says to us, do not take money from foreigners. Do not take money that will exceed 100,000. So how can Joe, why would make Joe be so wicked, devilish to our country? This old man refused to pay the people thing. The court told him to do it. He refused to do it. Then this old man knowingly, willfully left this country, went out of meeting with the people and discussed and want to take money that the law says don't take. Can this man be a respecter of the laws of our country? Fellow Liberians, let us tell our leaders the truth. Let us tell our leaders the truth. We need to learn how to tell our leaders the truth. We cannot continue to allow them to continue to mislead us this way. Here is the law. There is the law. Let me read you the law again so that you Liberians will hear what exactly the law says. This is not what I'm saying. It is what the elections law says. The election law says don't do this. This is the law, right? That governs the elections of our country. The law is clear, and that's the reason why those of the people that did this law, they knew that there could come a time where you will have people like Joe Walker to do what they're doing. They will have people like Joe Walker to do what they're doing, where they will go out and desperately seek money at the detriment of the Liberian people, even going to the extent giving things out, looking at our country and say you gay, you say nah, nah. But then what do you get the people that will go take money and they give it to you? Oh, so the people who buy that money not get no use. They just take it and say, oh, okay, they paper, they paper, they paper, they paper that good paper. We get the paper money. They take money and give it to you. You think that how it looking? Or you think with the Liberian people stupid to can't hear that other nonsense from you? Bunch of hustlers. You call yourself political party? Oh, what kind of people here so? Now Joe is showing his real color to the Liberian people. Joe is showing his real color to the Liberian people. I want to read you the portion and what the law says about this, about you going out to take money from people. This is the law that governs the National Elections Commission, particularly elections-related matter. What the law says. What they say you might do. What they say you not do. What you might accept. Yes, it. Chapter 7. It says election campaign expenses. Section 7.2. It says remittance of funds from outside Liberia to political parties or independent candidate restrictions. You see it? It said, which reads, there shall be no remittance of funds or other areas or other assets to any political party or organization or any independent candidate from outside Liberia. It is clear. They said no person shall contribute funds or other assets to any political party or independent candidate from outside Liberia unless they are the property of a Liberian citizen who has attained the age of 18 and above. So you want to tell us that the people that went to, were they foreigners? Why didn't they come to Liberia to have the meeting? So it clear to you that they were not Liberians. They were not Liberians. And the other law that talks about section 7.5, election campaign contributions and reports. 7.5. 1. They said no official person. They said no artificial person shall contribute more than 100,000 or its equivalent in Liberian dollars in total to a party and its candidates or to independent candidates for use in any election campaign. They said, 2, every registered political party that has nominated a candidate and every independent candidate shall maintain a record of contributions in the form prescribed by the commission. You know why the people did all these things? They did all these things because they don't want what Joe is doing today to happen, because they knew that these things will happen. They knew that people like Joe will come and do what they're doing. The law said, Joe, don't go to Ghana and have the meeting you had. Don't go to Ghana and go say your people should give you money. If you know, say your political party, your people here should be able to contribute to the growth and development and the campaign of your party. But you can go out and allow people that get money. You don't know how to get that money. You don't know if they are black money, people. You don't know the people. They are 411s, they are PMs, or they get that money. They want to change that money in a certain way, and they pump it in the elections of our country. So I said, Joe Walker knowingly, willfully decided to violate the laws of our country. This is not by mistake to say, oh, the old man, I know that all the law says this man has participated in different elections in our country. He knows. You know, when the book people say he ought to know better, this is the case. Old man Joe Walker knows. But you know what? This old man is not a respecter of the laws of our country. It is something that you Liberians need to know. The old man knowingly, willfully, knowledgeably, without being coerced, forcibly, without, left this country, got on a flight, went to a place, sat with people they are not Liberians, and discussed and accepted to take support from them. Is it not a reason to look in the face of Joe Walker and tell him, say, oh man, you are not serious for this country? You want to do a business and use this country as a collateral? Let's go to the lines. Emitters of what his son said. So he said they had a meeting. They had a meeting, and the son said the people that are business people. 07709079070 07709079070 08809079070 Let's go to the lines and listen to Liberians tonight. Good evening.
Hello, Sekou.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Sekou. My name is Steve Patrick Seaway from Chocolate de Chauffeur. Mr. Good evening to you and good evening to your many listeners. Sekou, I sat down so quietly I listen to the recording. I want to ask, you said the women have violated the law of the election commission law. I want to know, did Joseph Walker accept or receive any money from those stars? Because what stars said it was financial. So he didn't show all the name or the financial, whether from the government or whosoever, he didn't show up. I want to know if he accepted that money in the first place.
Did you listen to his song? You want me to tell you?
He said, I want to know if he accepted the money, because the law said when he accepts the money, then. And let me tell you what he said, he refused to.
Okay, let me take another person. I hate stupidity. I hate people that are stupid. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I remain the political officer of the National Response and Defense Team, Peter Macaulay, the civil life pastor point at Joy District now, most of the country.
Peter, go ahead, my brother. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much for you and all Liberians who always bringing the fascinating news to us, especially our women who can read or they glue to the radio every morning to even to listen to you guys. Seriously. I don't know why people will be jabbering with Petro Costa you guys refer to as the hero. The hero spoke during the third Justin Taylor was at the Catholic Hospital. The hero was in America, and all of y'all in Liberia to go at the Catholic Hospital. Immediately at Catholic Hospital barricaded. It was true, right? You don't say that online. You people again, you were here when the same Costa man said, President Weah gave 5,000 to Galasco to get to after this supported President Weah. Well, he was a hero at that time, right? When 2-7, he conducted a protestation that make our economy to be stagnated for a whole day. There was no revenue generated. He was a hero. They make up a law on our conversation until one the foremost corner of this country, President Nimabaka under the late United Party, they all discuss. Telling us and Sekou, telling us to make sure that we other people that are not understanding, then you are kind of radio and say must show evidence. Who's the evidence?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, brother Sekou, how are you?
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, brother Sekou, thank you for the topic you brought. It was too unique, and thank you for the playing. This is Ruben D. calling from DC. But brother Sekou, I listened to Baka's song, He didn't tell us that the people receive money.
Hello.
He didn't tell us that
Hello.
they were waiting to give
Hello.
something.
Hello.
Hello,
Sir. Hello. Let me. You can't be talking. I can't talk now. I'm the host of this show. Okay, but then, because you can't look. You see how some of you people that radio here. I'm gonna say something to you. Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening. Let's go.
Palu calling for district 50. Nothing to.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Go ahead. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
My name is George Pewe calling from Nascom Village.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like the topic on discussion this evening. But the matter of the fact is that then we the Unity Party people, anything, any kind of way it be, any kind of way they turn it, we still carry it.
Oh, so you're like even the men Liberian people. You see how some of you people. Hello.
Yeah, this is Joseph from my party. Let me say good evening to you and good evening to America.
Yeah, just move from your monitor, please.
Yeah, I just want to add to many callers, Sekou. It is often said that you can accept a call, but what in a call, that is why you reject. And if
so listen to what I said. Hello, sir. Hello? I said knowingly, willfully, Joe Boakai left from Liberia to go for a meeting with the sole intent to get or support. Isn't that what you went for? And don't seku me. Don't seku me. No, I'm not listening to you. Don't seku me. First of all, get this clear. What was the intent of Joe Boakai leaving from Liberia to go to Ghana?
Very good. Listen to me.
What was the intent? That's actually a simple question.
It is, as I said, he will call for a meeting.
What was the intent? Did you understand the word intent? What was the intent? Answer that question first. What was the intent? What was okay? You won't carry the. You see, I will cut you off. It's simple question. What was the intent? You can't talk. Then you won't go different play. Hello. Yeah.
Okay, this is Joseph Toba talking. You getting me?
Joseph, go ahead.
Yeah. What happened here is that you have Joseph Boakai alone. You people finding space to steal from Liberia. More than.
When you come on the show and you are misguided, we'll guide you. Hello?
Hello, Master Sekou.
Go ahead, Mama. Let's hear you, yeah.
Okay, this is Marcy. I'm calling from Cloud and Football Defender Cheerleading.
Go ahead, Mama.
So, Sekou, I'm not well, but when it comes to our country, we'll talk some.
Mm-hmm.
We will talk some about our country, they're shameless and disgraced, the people will talk some.
Mm-hmm.
They met to us, they don't have any meeting with Boakai in Ghana. Mm-hmm. And the first thing they were running away.
Yeah.
That's why it's because they say coastal land, they never want to gather me, anybody, any financial. That's what they told us here. And asked me they were running away. What so then they saw them so keep up and say, yeah, it was true. They want to Ghana when you carry all trying to go me, the financial.
Yeah.
You know, so in the point, so I say, oh, that's coming for go me, us in Ghana. They fly over today. You go coastal land today, so I'm coming for when and call it man. The man say you call business for me, they man. The one you told on the platform. When you were giving you the topic, he said, come back, people were going on topic. He said, somebody called Boakai and said, come back to it. But when they saw you, he told us, oh, now come back, go meet. He said, for nothing, and they put to it, when you get on in return, after you won the election.
Yeah. So what kind of support the people will give you when you're not getting money?
Yeah. When you cannot get it, get in a prayer beside what? I will get it, Marty. So what unfortunate today? People steal this money and they get them no say the person say that. They bought the houses, put out the exposed. Well, what a thing they do to our country, but God you will not agree to happy. Because what's doing there, what will be tomorrow or for tomorrow? That place for them, that reserve for our country. That I forgot to say, weapon, he clear body, can I say, we get, we're looking Marty up. So that year for that, our country, when they stand the court, I also will come for them.
Yeah. The men are nobody here in answer violating the laws of the country.
Yeah. You reject what? What do you reject? You want to say the money? So can get I want to split up. So the people that who know can know about what I BM, who know I want. They mention that BM program that BM here is so foster. So then they see that people have probably say that. I was saying that this money up to they don't want you to start costing me. I don't want job.
Oh, money, mama.
I get them for them. We'll tell them rest and we'll head it.
Yeah.
They were in your house. Thank you, Sekou.
Thank you, mama. Thank you very much. Let's take this person. Hello.
Yeah, how are you, brother Sekou?
Go ahead, sir.
You know, my brother, what I'm trying to say here, there are many Liberians who are blind in this country. We will sit here and then allow the whole population to come and sell all our resources here.
To go.
We are from the same country will not come on and talk the truth. Why you can't depend on the Liberian people if you know that the Liberian people react their law for him to put in power, so that they can put in power. They're going in another country trying to sell our resources
and violating the laws of the country.
Then they define the law of the election commission. They're not right in the country. We have to speak it out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We're continuing to elect in the minds of the people. Don't mind our people. Hello.
Thank you, Honorable. How are you doing?
We're great. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sekou. This is Aaron Super. I did join you from the Sekou. I was especially from the Sekou.
Okay.
Chief Sekou, I beg you. Let me say things to your many things to your listeners again once more. What you do for us, Sekou, as we are getting to campaign less more the state, I would like for you to hold your peace till we all get to the campaign time. Even you can tell us now that it is just a bucket like 65 Jesus said. For you, Manigo man, we know.
Yeah, good evening, veteran Sekou Sharif. My name is Franklin and Kamab. We got to be calling Invisible Tempuja. Firstly, tonight.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, veteran Sekou, I listened to the show. But before making my imprint, there was a caller who called on your show. And you ask that question, what is an eating?
Yes.
And you never mention, and later you left the land.
Yeah.
People claim to be an educated person. They don't put a car on worldwide platform a date and just come and say something. Why take JNB for this country to carry in Ghana if you have no intention? That's the question you ask me and you refuse it and you want to defend JNB. Why can we like we can see the reality they want to battle? Actually, when I got there, I already said by on the day, and then another call, trying to use other language. These are people and they can find a way to try to insult. But when I give them the chance, anytime they make a chance, just following up to the issue. The first time say I find the conversation, and then you the party chairman. First of all, if that meant to be sincere to himself, may be that very continuing because. How will you be serving as a sitting party chairman for a national political party? Then when the delegation leaves abroad to go Ghana for meeting concerning the party, then you are not form part of it. Then now you are trying to justify it. How can you treat yourself? Some man, how can you behave in that kind of manner? How can people be behaving like that? They be okay. The other point him. Hello, Chief, you getting me right?
Go ahead, you are live.
Okay. So the other point. Where they were discussing about construction. Where is who is the same business man who can do business with you? It's not protecting the election commission law against the law. Why will you leave the country? So which one the business people were doing? Why you guys are doing human business? I'm doing your business.
No, the men don't know. All the men know you want
They accept that money. You accept that money. That's why agreement. All they go through. We don't know about it. We the peaceful citizens don't know about it. I make kind of project. Before you go, you might be just die. Oh, what they say? Oh, then that one is spoiling.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Let me take more calls here. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, my name is Anthony Daniel. I'm all in New York, General Jaffe Loco. Calling from the New Jersey.
Okay, go ahead.
Sekou. I then I got papel my own countrymen. But you know that they sold the country the 58 agreement. That all of the 58 only two benefit Liberia and the 66 were Buka. That man playing with the can't sell the whole country one time. You know that I make a wicked man for this country. They put who love this country. That every day they killing people on the street, lying on the government. They're carrying a whole lot of even all the killing, all the wickedness are going on. That the same people carrying it on. They dead then I see on the street. They don't want paying people to jump there on the street. The people are very wicked. They don't want to say nothing good for the country. They are just behaving that kind of a way to see to it that the president will have the president name will come down. But we love our president and we know he will go back for the second term and he will develop the country for the Liberian people. The people will not get no role to play in the country. That paper is already old now. What we got to do an old man like that? Old paper like that just to go and say that. Why you want president? Even look, look out there. You don't even have a hand pump that you can show in any district. Then you say you want power. Now plan they made out to go tell the country they want to start a whole plan but culture exposing. You see any plan you get against the government, it will turn against you. Any bad thing you play.
Okay. Oh, he left the line. Let me take another person. Too many calls. Let's go to the lines. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening, Sekou. Thank you very
Yes.
much, Sekou. Thank you. I'm back on the line, and I was the one who you were asking the question, and my brother tried to ask me. That is why I make my call back.
No, let's take another person, Chief. Hello.
Yeah, Sekou.
Yes.
Good evening. How are you?
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. My name is Shaq Brigade Jr., and I joined you from my usual resident in Sekou. First of all, I would like to say, I asked the previous caller, I think before the other caller, what is the intent? What is an intent, right? Intent is anything that is waiting to plan by you. That is the first thing over there.
Meaning you are not coerced.
Yeah,
you are not forced.
Yeah, so now, Mr. Bwaga intentionally went into Ghana or where? But I want to, but the question I want to ask you, do you know the details of the meeting? That the details we're talking about, it is not details of going and in Ghana, but the details of the meeting. Can you please give us the details of the meeting?
So, Shago,
before
you leave from your house to come in town, and you can decide what you come in town for.
If I can decide what I come in town for,
you can just move from your house in the morning. You don't get anything, but you just move from your house in the morning and just come in town. If even you don't get working place, you don't come into work, you can just walk out, you can.
It's possible that you come to work around a time.
So what would be in your mind to say you coming in town and you say, okay, maybe I'm going to hustle, right? Something should be to inform your decision, right?
Yeah, I'm going hustle.
So
you know the reason
wait, check BKG, wait now. That reason that would be on your mind, it gives you the intent of you coming to town. The intent of you, the intent of you coming to town is to come and hustle. You don't get job, is to come and hustle. So before Joe Walker leave from Liberia, Joe Walker is now an ordinary person now. They get on plane. Somebody say, oh my man, how come man? You know what you're coming for, and you just get on plane and go. So he was being briefed, and he was informed that, you know what? We are investors. We want to invest in your country, but we want to have a meeting with you. So that was the intent of the meeting. So he was informed before going to Ghana. And that's the point I'm trying to make here.
All right then. So I would like to say this to you. He went there, you talk about meeting. Yeah, he went there, he was never coerced. But what I'm saying to you, it is the details of the meeting. I know the people went there for the meeting, but now the way they say that, anyway, me, I've got Ambassador Bwakai, because you know what?
Go ahead, my brother. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Okay. The reason of which of course I've got Ambassador Bwakai, that money too much for Liberia. Because now Liberia have no use. Just you guys further of this country, everything get head off cut off. 5 million plenty for Liberia. Then they get 30 million, you get hold it.
He's supposed to be 30 million, you can play inside.
They're not going to give 5 million plenty for Liberia. No, don't we have this
Hello, let me take this person. Yeah, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Sekou, very much. Thank you. This is Aaron Fruit. As I said, look, Sekou, you have no loss or level. How you be you lost your life?
Now your power do it, yeah?
You know, so.
Now your power lost your life, that yeah? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah. Sekou.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the word is saying better. So Mr. Bwakai did not know the intention of what was happening in Ghana. They just invited him.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So you probably can just leave from your house and go somewhere, not know what you're going for? Amen. The man left the line. I hope you can call us back. I beg you, please. I will appreciate for you to call back so we can have you on the line. Hello. Yeah, I'm the host of this show. I'm the master of all the things you're gonna be doing. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Sekou.
Good evening. Any one of you come here and say you want to disrespect or make something different, I'll deal with you according to it. Go ahead, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Sekou, me, even though I don't support the government, but I don't support people who come to insult you. That is not good. It's not correct.
We discussed the issue here. I quoted the laws. And it is clear. If you come, you can discuss the issue, but you can come and pray for me to
actually, it's not good. I listen to the show. It's not full for you to call. For somebody to just call and just install. It's not correct. So thank you, Sekou. It's not your good work.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I do appreciate. You know, when you were there, you got control over life. Hello. Go ahead. Please move from your monitor. Go ahead.
Please, sir, don't cut me off.
If you talk something that is not right, we'll cut you off.
No.
Just talk something that is right. And in fact, listen to me. Let me tell you something. Wait, hello. Listen to me. Listen to me. Move from your monitor first. Move from your monitor first. Move from your monitor. Move from your monitor, or else I'll cut you off. I'm telling you, move from your monitor. You won't be sitting near the radio. You'll be talking on the radio. You won't be on the radio. You won't be talking to people. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is asking the evening. It's supposed to be called son of okay, and then I joined the conversation this evening on this day, 15 degrees stars, looking at blowing. But people, it's hard to do good work when you are doing a good work. Sometimes you've got to be difficult. There is a parable that my father always used to give me when he was alive to say there is no easy way to reach a successful road. I will be narrow and straight. So the people, I would like to encourage you again this evening. The people that bring good jobs, they are listening to those things that went to school, that people spend the hard-earned money and then they were not able to obtain the education that people needed them to have. The people, he will bless you for doing the good job of this country. So the issue for people, those people, they know that these men are not able to rule this land, but then they want to allow us to take this place and put it in the hand of this old man. But people, it cannot happen. How can you leave your house in the morning, say I'm going into town, even if you're going to walk up or you're going to walk around, but people, you have that notion like you're going to walk around, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is clear in your mind that I'm going to town, take to walk around, and then know some of the streets. When you are leaving to go for any business purpose, you are using your house on the intent that you are going for a business purpose. So basically, it was just a simple question that you asked that fellow who the post was able to answer it. What was the intent of him using Liberia buying a first-class business plane to go to Ghana for that meeting? Joe Burger was explained about that meeting by Henry Costa before he leaving this country. Henry Costa told him that he was going there for that reason. He agreed to it. Agreed to go and stay out of this mountain that some of us tomorrow to maybe opportunity to leave this country, come back and then work over there to make this country a better place. But that cannot happen. We all know this party political career with that opportunity, we will not have that strength again to go around and then say you want to be a president or even a representative. So we are patient, we are.
Hello, good evening.
Sekou.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sekou.
Good evening, sir.
This is Remote Sorry, I joined you from Baton this evening.
Okay, go ahead.
Sekou, how you want to see this country? Because you really talking to them, but they always talking about you, but real people might not live long. Because my not going to get it, you're not going to be ready to John Sheku.
I like that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think about my anytime you pray, you go pray to the mosque. My children should be the first to pray for.
But my girl, la papena.
My girl, you're
I don't know if you go on F now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that. So anytime you pray, your first prayer, I didn't say, I need to start praying, my girl needs to be the first.
Brother, go ahead, listening to you. I'm giving you more time. I mean, I want you listening to the Liberian people today, man. How man give me the money to open the station? Oh, the man went up. Oh, I beg you, brother, please call, yeah? Hello?
Yeah. Good evening.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is the group of I'm calling for budget tonight. Let me tell you this. Let's just say because Jojo Baka, you play a voice. The man talking about say if Baka the intent of the money what they give it to him is that for you to win the election, so they can be that business, so they can talk about it. Then you conclude. You conclude that say whether the man that will buy agreement or that will good business. You know that.
Doma. Doma, do you know the people that are giving the money? You know whether they are BM, you know whether they are into black money, you know whether they're doing Doma, calm down now, Doma. Take your time, you talk. Doma, go ahead.
Okay, that's why they say not discussing. So
Doma,
yeah.
Doma, you understand the English the people spoke, they said, the man said, a pass said, and your sole intent is to help me to win. Right? So how will your sole intent be successful if you don't support the process by giving money? So you must have been able to give money to make Joe Parker to win. Is it so for the campaign? Is it so?
Okay. That because like for someone like for me, I want to support, but they tell you all freedom.
Hello.
You live by but you come to your own station and we say Doma Ali.
Doma, they want to have a balance Benny. Doma, they want to have about talking to Benny. Doma, when you get money, right?
Yeah.
You can just take your money you gave to somebody without any understanding why you giving the money for?
No, definitely no.
Hey, you kind of want understanding why you giving the money for?
Yes.
So, listen now, Doma, you will get into somewhere. Just take your time. Yeah, they think you'll get it. You'll say you agree with me later on, Doma. Doma,
yeah, I'm getting you.
And the thing is clear that Joe Boka wanted money in it.
Yeah.
Then the election law, and you heard me reading the law. The law say you never take money from different people. So the people you went to, they were not Liberian. And you know that one there, eh?
But you are not in a meeting.
No, but any me also saying it. No, Nana Costa say. The me also saying Doma.
Yeah.
The me also saying I'm a play. You might be on the line play.
No,
the me also say. The me also say they had a meeting. So that meeting they had was about them supporting his candidate Trump. So it means that a money business. So the law say don't take money from somebody out of the country that not Liberian. Doma? Hey, Doma left the line. Oh, Doma. Okay, he left the line. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I want to change again. What you did on Freedom FM to put this?
Hello? People?
Yeah, Mama?
The people are swearing you. Leader will go.
Leader will go.
The people are swearing you. What came will happen and they said you die the same way. Maybe they are super him but they can't die. But they show that will happen breaking down. Okay, the same way. The boy generation, the generation that they will die. Can I you? Thank you so leader will go.
Okay, Mama. Thank you. Thank you very much. The blessing of our parents is something very important. Hello?
Yeah, Circle, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, this is also Sarah calling from Organization. You see, all of those people, the minute all of that who are swearing you that the same thing that came out and them that they were killing. All the killing that they're going in this country that the same people that they're killing our Liberian citizens.
Yeah.
God will expose that if you read the book of Psalm 35, chapter from verse 1 downward. It says, "Oh Lord, plead my case and fight against those who fight against me. Let the way be that and slavery." If you read the same Psalm 109, where you swear the whole generation, the entire generation, and what will happen to them, all the people that is dedicated, no punishment, and no sin go unpunished. All of them go punish them. You see, God continue to expose all of them all of the time. They bear confessing. Let me tell you, those people, they are wicked to this country. They are wicked. They are enemies. They are not even opposition. Me, I don't call them opposition. I call them enemy position. Because they will see something that is white, they will say is black. And that woman, in me, until it can me, said that one day, woman now is selling pepper and cold water. Oh man, they're him. He want to sell the country again for the second time when it signs to take a concession agreement that pull up the today. Then they want to sell the country. They not even after the United process, they are the educated people. But not name their education fool. Your area school fee they don't know nothing. Joseph Bakar also saying that they want to Ghana for that money.
Yeah.
And they discuss it. And then they refuse it to hold that money. You don't refuse to hold that money. You know the reason for which that money, no one give it to them. The money it was Costa who went to the Russian because he didn't want the people know up there. You said, but I know other people. So when he Costa went to them, I said, "Oh my man, we want to help you with so amount of money." So I think I get money because the first time when he went to America to have that rally, the whole rally they have for that 1 month. 20,000 they generated, and that 20,000 seconds, they didn't rock at for one district. You get me?
Yes.
So like how Costa had to make that arrangement for them to look for money. If you see Joseph Bakar delayed to they running late because there was no money when you go to the other person, no, the person not get money. When you go to the other person, the person not get money. Not people get money. The other person not get money. Let's say Jeremiah Kun. The same thing the best day in store from the guy Emmanuel Mukwe. After he finishing money, then he let it met today, he started to get it met to feedback. I had went to Jeremiah phone. One was looking for the money and I have the people can get all the money, but when they have to pick you up that running late, they can get the money. Then if they don't win, then we will start the agreement, they'll give us S1Z. You get it? That's what I have to start calling when they went to Ghana. I had to put the time before them. And he said, "I'm going to take Costa as a running mate." And most of them said, "No, Costa like room man." So that's going to take him. When we take him, then we'll not win the election. I had to put it, okay, when you not take Costa, they will not get the money too. The message was they're giving the money. If the end of the thing when I win, they will make Costa with one of the ministers. And Costa say, "You have one minister job. You want to be back president anyhow." And they said no. And then what is they posted out when you don't want to take Costa, they will carry the money back. How do you carry the money back? So it doesn't mean that he refuses the money. They don't let money the fish, the water, like you will receive and reject money.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Good evening, Seko.
Good evening. Go ahead.
How you doing?
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Quick.
Ain't see what you doing now, correct, eh?
Sorry.
Go ahead, quick now.
Okay, thank you for the program. I can't let to get to join the program, but listen to someone who sway you. Like brother said, lead them with God.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing they've been turning like Liberia, the United Party people, that the same thing turning thing they want to. It will never allow them to happy. That one will not happy again. Let them go sit down there. In power, what may they call their money? They used to take beer, the wild stuff which they will eat. Now the money we will get in will face out over A. We paying people school fee. Let them go see that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do your work, God will pay you. Don't mind their people. What am I going to give you money? What I don't give you money? Thank God, you're not carrying South Africa, you ain't doing the way in Liberia.
Yeah.
You improve Liberia.
My man, hey, listen, I'm not wasting my time to the tour and everything. I want that I may explain. If I want to know him in person, I will give him something so that he can even have more bigger press conference and talk about it. And I've said this to the Liberian people, everybody know. Honorable Mangil is a very good friend, and I see him as a father to me, though. I don't have an issue where somebody can say, oh, they men are my friends, so I get no. I mean, even in the good time or bad time, I'm with people when we are friends.
But my brother, let the poor go to Joe, let it go. They will show them for them. Yesterday, my pastor was calling Joe, they were telling baby.
Yeah.
They were telling baby. Today, they're calling the man.
Yeah, you mind people are looking. Thank you very much. Let me take another call. Let me take another call here. This person. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
How you doing, Sebu?
Go ahead.
This is Mohammed J. Sarah. I'm calling from Jacobtown.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the people they're not even getting power in and want to say our country. Now
You're not serious. Bunch of folk and hustlers.
Concerning about Kisi Martin. Look at the man was going for meeting. He never care the party chairman.
But he carry his son.
SG, he carry his son and his nephew. So that's when they want to run the country. The people will retire him finally from politics. October 10.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me take this person here. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sebu.
Go ahead.
All the people are swearing. They are swearing go back to them. We'll be praying against and they still will pray against and it's scatter. Like still will pray against anyway. So when they like it, they listen to that station. Then they go to that station, they get a wow ear, they open and listen there. Then they forget for you working for them. Then they say they have public money or the other stuff. Bye.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you very much. The people in get all that kind of a problem and everything. You think that will be around here and a lot of things continue to happen? We will straighten the contradiction and we enlighten the minds of the Liberian people, educate them about what they need to be educated about. This person, hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, one more time. My name is Anthony Daniel. I'm General Jaffe Lobo.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm going to take the last more call to go to our guests. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're alive. Okay, let me take another person. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
I feel in a grave the grand carrying now. That will not become president in the country. That General Jaffe Lobo from the go.
Okay. Thank you.
People, I don't want to hear they swear against them. We're not here to swear because we are believing God. But any weak, any demonality they get in their heart, any way they think about you, everything will go back to them. But we will not allow that man to squander the country again. Because the people that they have squandered the country, that were making all the suffer in the country, they show our country all the agreements they say it only to benefit the country. We can benefit nothing from
oh, too bad.
And I can about people that are coming local. I won't give it that if you know your journey. But on my day, but I can't put la paper. They pull out paper down, they put ins or either care down. I believe the care guy out there to develop the country more than that paper. That paper there, so long it is, he could now be helping to squander the country to steal from the Liberian pool and never vote for him. President, we come back as a leader to build all our roads so they will sleep on a 24-hour current. Right now, air condition blowing me.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. There you have it. And this is it. You know, the calls are too many. And at about this time, we need to have our guests here to start a very important discussion. We're going to take a break and then to usher in our guests. And, you know, this says the truth, it hurts. But it's good to say it because the truth lays forever. And all the lies will come a time and be clear to make you to understand that they are not true. So no matter how you see it, how you feel it, we need to let you know that there are laws that Ambassador Boaka has violated, no matter what the issues are. Let us protect the laws of our country. My name is Sekou Sharif, and we're taking a break. You're listening to the program Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia 104.1. We're taking a break to be right back on the show. Someone is texting me from Nimba. It said incomplete. It says, I'm reminding them about the time they were young. How many of you were around when this song used to be playing? I'm going to ask my guests. I think some of them were around by that time. Oh, yes. That's the beauty of this show. Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia 104.1, coming to you live from Capital Bypass in Monrovia. And tonight I'm going to have 3 distinct guests. And we're going to be discussing lots of issues surrounding the just ended CDC primaries. And the upcoming candidate certification by the Congress for Democratic Change. Okay, so we are about now to let you know our guests are Mr. Alexander V. S. Seli, Mr. Tanu Maulo Bangali, Augustine F. Tamer, Mr. They all from the Congress of Democratic Change, different positions. They are my guests tonight on the show. I want to say, let me start from a red fire. Let me say, good evening, sir. You just introduce yourself so that the public will know exactly who are you and your position. Yes. Yes. Just move to yes. That's it. Go ahead. You.
Thank you very much, Sekou. My name is Augustine F. Tamer. I am a member of the organizing committee that was instituted by the global chairman, the coalition for democratic change.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me go to the next person on my left. I think I want to call their names, but I think it will be very important so that they themselves can call their names. Sir, please call your full name and introduce yourself so that the public will know exactly who you are. Yes. Just get close to the microphone, please. So that you'll be very clear. The people listening to you, your message, and all of that.
I am actually Alexander V. S. Seli.
Get the microphone close to you.
I serve as the co-chair for planning on the CDC 2023 primary committee.
Okay.
And also serve as team leader for Region 3 that has to do with Lofa and Nima County.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, let me go to the next person. I don't want to call your name, but yourself will call your name.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Sekou. My name is Tanu Maulo Bangali, and I serve as Secretary General for Region 3 that comprises of Lofa and Nimba counties.
Okay. So it means you people have different experiences when it comes to the just ended primaries in the country, particularly about the Congress of Democratic Change. Isn't so?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so let me go to Honorable Alexander V. Seli. How is the Congress of Democratic Change in the first place as we speak?
The party is stable. They remain focused and determined to move towards the October 10, 2023 presidential and legislative election. What we can see most is that the party continues to sustain its democratic credential in the most positive and aggressive way.
Okay. Okay. So you want to tell us how's the just ended primaries, particularly for the areas you covered?
Well, we are very much grateful to God Almighty, first of all, for having accompanied us successfully to conduct the primary in Region 3. As you may be aware, Lofa and Nima is highly contested in this election, and they are very strategic, and they are of conflict of interest. And so the party is trying to send some of his best to ensure that the primary is conducted there very safely and appropriately. We want to appreciate the people of Lofa and Nima. They was very civil. They conducted themselves in the most civil way, and the process was highly democratic, free, fair, and transparent, participatory. And I think we are very much appreciative of the policies of Lofa and Nima for the way they responded to the primary and the level of energy, enthusiasm, and commitment they brought to the process during the conduct of these primary in Lofa and Nima.
Augustine, which one of the counties did you cover?
Sorry, I think in my introduction I didn't make sure
you want to get close to the microphone, please.
Okay. I'm okay, all right.
Much better.
All right, I actually was assigned to Region 1 composition of Mosterado and Magibi. So fortunately, it was subdivided. to Magibi. So we went to Magibi serving an advisory role. Magibi, as you are aware that there are 5 electoral districts in Magibi. As up to the people of Magibi, our partisans, from the 9 constituent party that make up the Grand Coalition for the exhibit of peaceful assembly where we actually subscribe to the tenets of pure democracy. So we had a very peaceful and genuine primaries where people vote out for those who should be their leader come what to what thing.
Okay, Tanu, where did you cover? Did you cover the same area where Alexander covered?
Yes, he was my team leader for Region 3.
Okay.
And that the Lofa and Nimba counties. It was a great experience, and for me personally, it was my first time going to Lofa after almost 35 years.
Wow.
And CDC sent me there for the first time for which
Is supposed to be in the party.
So it became a worthy experience, and of course we are always grateful to the leadership of His Excellency President Dr. George Manawia, and that of the global chairman and the party primary committees that were set up. When we get to Lofa, we arrived in Foya around 4:30 a.m. and we were warmly welcomed at that time of the morning. And we woke up early to conduct the process. But above all, it was an experience worth knowing. And let me say it was good. And then we went to Nimba, and then the reception was also high. So for us, we conducted a very good process for which the tenets of democracy were felt, and wherein people themselves have to choose their own leader who to represent them at the district level, at the county level. That is something that CDC has strived for, the protection of the tenets of democracy. And that is something that was showcased when I was just in the primaries.
Okay, so for the benefit of the listeners, I want to suggest that Mr. Silly will tell us about the activities from Lofa, and then Tanu will tell us about the activities from Nimba, and Augustine will tell us about what did transpire in Magi the country, so the people will get a broad understanding about some of the things you people do. So let's start with Mr. Silly. What were some of the regulations governing the just ended, CDC primaries in Lofa County?
Like we said, the Coalition for Democratic Change, it is a political party that is in blue with respecting the rule of law and also giving people the opportunity. We actually believe in participatory democracy. And that was being exhibited where the people had the opportunity to interact with people who expressed the desire to contest on the party ticket. But the committee was clubbed with the authority. We have a co-chair on election, Honorable Titi Swen, and I were explaining on the committee. And then we drafted a guideline, a regulation to govern the conduct of our primary. Among those guidelines included, you should first of all be a partisan, a card-carrying partisan. You should be in good standing, meaning you should pay your due. You should not be on a suspension. You should bear good conduct at that time you apply. You should be able to pay a non-refundable fee for representative $500, for senator $1,000. You should also be able to present all of the requirements that NEC is requesting to include your affidavit of citizenship, your affidavit of domicile, and that of your tax clearance. These are regulations that we put in place that will shortlist you to participate into the process. When that is done, and we have it shortlisted, when the team gets on the ground, the team notify the participant of the scheduled conduct of the process. So they all assemble.
And how many entries did you receive?
There were so many people that came in, I will not be able to call them by my figure.
So let's take it for the representatives, because you have different districts within the county. So how many entries did you receive for representatives, senator?
A lot of things interplay, because it's democracy. It's a competition of ideas.
Okay.
And let's say, for instance, district number 1, we have several applicants, more than 3 applicants for district number 1 in local county. But before the final shortlisting will come up, a lot of them withdrew and we have only 1 candidate.
In district number what?
1 local. Then we have like 3%.
What did transpire? When you say you received lots of names, and
about
at the end of the day,
about 3% register. But at the end of the day, we realized only 1 name.
They did not meet the standard of.
No, some met the standard, but some decided to support, some decided to withdraw and give the support.
That may not sound right.
You can't say that. That's the essence of democracy.
How would someone decide to contest and at the end of the day they decide not to?
I mean, that's the essence of democracy. That's the uniqueness of democracy.
Something must have happened.
Something did not happen. The fact of the matter is, no one will coerce to say into the process. People voluntarily register the process. People also say, oh no, I don't think I can continue the process because I think I can support this man because my energy level to participate in the process may not be as high as compared to John Brown.
So before anyone decides to get into a process, that must have been something where they decided and all of that. Before you people knowing that this person wants to do this, they must have been able to register or maybe go to the first stage of the many requirements you've had. So meaning they did. How did they reach a point where they were to be cancelled in the process?
No, they were not cancelled, like I said.
Because you said
some withdrew.
You had names.
Yeah, listen to me now. Some withdrew their invitation, and that was volunteer. That was squarely volunteer.
I want you to explain that. How did they reach a point for withdrawal?
Like I said to you, look at the energy level and feel that there was a need to give the support to the other candidate rather than go into the process.
So what did you do in that process? Because they must have registered.
Once we did not print the ballot, once we did not shortlist them, there were other instances that people were shortlisted and decided to withdraw from the process, but we couldn't allow it because the ballot already printed.
So that was none of their business.
It was not our business. Okay. So it happened to us in Lima, Red District number 6. We have 5 candidates, out of the 5 candidates, or 2 withdrew, or at a time, we have already printed the ballot. They did not inform the committee before they would do the shortlisting. So the name came up, they were shortlisted. Ballot were already printed. We went to the hall. We didn't realize who of them said they were not participating because they didn't want to go into the race any longer. All right, they will prefer supporting any of the candidate in the race when they win. So in that case, we couldn't do otherwise. So the process went, and people even still voted for some of them.
In the process?
Yeah, people still voted for some of them. They got vote. They still got vote because they were already on the ballot. There are people who wanted them.
So in district number 1 in Lofa County.
So we have a web ballot as a result of that.
Who won the election?
Honorable Tomofala. Yeah.
You know, let me be honest. When you talk about Tomofala winning what ballot, it is not something that's strange. People think that will happen because this could be manipulated.
No, that's fallacy, and it's unfounded. That can be true. Let me tell you something. The CDC has a unique characteristic when it comes to the tenets of democracy and exercising the right of people. Okay. Can you imagine, apart from Rofa, so what happened in district number 4? The process was open. Someone wanted to raise, that's what had an equipment, and they said we'll contest. So why they say that person will never talk to lead the process? And remain in the race and went to the process. The prerogative of the committee is not to decide who runs on the party ticket or who qualify to run on the party ticket, who meets all of the requirements. And if you decide to voluntarily withdraw from the process, the committee not going to go ahead will stay in the process. We were not just advocating mere treatment of democracy. We were exhibiting the truthness of democracy within our party because we want to ensure that this country be a true democratic country. And this is why we feel in ourselves that it is a decision that must be taken by the people. So if you come out and express your interest to contest, it becomes the decision of the people to make, not us as a community member. In the first place, we never had the right to vote in our exercise. We never had the right to vote in our exercise. It was the people's decision. It was the districts, in fact, that made the decision.
How many districts in Lofa County that you conduct the primary?
Like I said, district number 5, no more register.
So meaning from district 1 to 5. So
district 1 to 5 was open.
So who won district number 2?
District number 2 was won by Julie
Fatima
Weir. She also
has she been a member of CDC?
Yes, she joined the CDC more than 3 years now, right?
She's an equivalent.
She's an equivalent.
Did she win on the web ballot?
She won on the web ballot.
What about district number 3?
District number 3 we have Safa Momokoto. He also won on the web ballot.
District 4.
District 4 we have Sekou Kole, and that of Miami or BF Fofana. Both of them went to the race. Within district number 4 and Sekou Kole came Victoria in that process.
And this is what some of the political pundits who think and say that that process was not transparent that led to, Honorable Fofana joining other political party thinking that you people did not do due diligence. It was not transparent.
And what are the facts about what was not being due? Would that be fair? What are the facts?
It was being staged in a sense because people wanted Sekou Kole to win the primary.
That's not true. That's not true.
What contrary to such?
What is contrary to it is that Sekou Kole, Honorable Fofana, they all registered, they all met all the requirements, they all were notified to be at the hall. Then he assembled at the hall. She had her observer there, represented her. We had the ECC. We had the ECC, the election coalition committee. It was also present. We had journalists present. And the process was conducted.
Was she present? Was she present?
She had a representative. That's what I can recall. She had a representative.
We didn't see her there.
We didn't see her. We call all the candidates to come out to present the platform.
Did you call her particularly?
Particularly, we have the text message here that we sent. We sent on a notice. Yes, we sent a notice on WhatsApp, on SMS.
Was a response being sent?
Yes, she received the communication.
She responded.
The fact of the matter, she was shortlisted. She applied for the process. And then they was told that they were going to be shortlisted. She was shortlisted. And we also notified them of the schedule that we were conducting the process at this date and time at the City Hall of Lofa County.
What about the district number 5?
District number 5, like we said, the process was open. Nobody registered for district number 5.
So meaning CDC is not feeling a candidate in district number 5 in Lofa County?
Well, until the process can close tomorrow, I can say whether or not we feel a candidate.
But I think the registration process at the National Election Commission is coming to a close.
Yeah, I will say until it can end tomorrow,
so maybe
I cannot say whether or not. As far as the committee process is concerned, no one registered for district number 5.
Okay, let me go to Augustine, who served as one of the persons in Mangibi County. You want to tell us how many districts did you people cover in Mangibi?
Specifically,
you want to come close to the microphone, please.
Specifically, Mangibi has 5 electoral districts. And one senatorial seat is up for grabs. And able 5 electoral districts, we were able to conduct full 5 year.
So meaning you left after?
Yeah, like the chairman said, it has no expression of no interest in the structure, so we didn't conduct a primary. So meaning that This process is open to see who will go and all.
So who did you take in district number one?
District number one in Maggie was won by one Maria
Dono.
Yes, she won.
Maria Dono? Maria or
Eva.
Okay, Dono.
And district number two was the incumbent. He was uncontested. He won by ballot.
Who's the equivalent?
Alva Jones.
Alva Jones.
District 3, like I said, it was Touch. District number 4 was one Maria.
Okay.
Who won the district 5 is the incumbent to. We have Clarence Guy. So, and then we have the toss central.
What were some of the things you people were looking for during the process of carrying out the primaries of CDC in some of the districts you just named?
Basically, we were looking at 3 things. Firstly, we were trying to actually elevate the profile, the democratic profile of the party.
Okay.
That people should express their will. And the democracy is for the people, by the people, and of the people. So the second thing there is about 3 outcomes for me needed that we achieve. The second thing there is it's actually rejuvenated the basis. Owing to the fact that we have 6 parties that joined the original 3 arrangements in 2017. So then I have 9 parties that compensate the CDC at current. So meaning that we, as leaders, the style and party leaders, have acquainted with the leadership of the federal countries. And the last outcome was this process is a process that's enviable by anywhere many political party in this country, because this is first of its kind, and I believe that if anybody wants to run a serious political party like Liberia, you should emulate the footsteps of the CDC.
Did all the people that win the election was on the web ballot, or they were being contested?
District number 2 and 5 were on the web ballot because there was no expression of interest. Only one person registered.
Why is it the CDC almost all the major areas were won on the web ballot? This could be a clear sign of states managed primaries just ended by the CDC, though.
I mean, that's a misinterpretation of what democratic tendency is. You cannot force people to come to the process that think that you're not waiting or they are not preparing themselves.
I think people think that seeing the way things are going, the process will not be transparent. And I don't want to waste my money. I won't participate in it, though.
I mean, you are preempting. They go there to the end and see what results. Because, like I said, we have guiding principles and rules. So we, as implementers that want to do the community primaries, we're subjugated to specific guidelines and policies. We're not making up anything strange in the field. So all the guidelines, if you register and then you will print it on the ballot and you put it on the ballot paper and you go to the elections and you tell the people you can do for them, it is left for the people to take you. So if you decide to withdraw and your intention with the race, I don't know why the question that.
I listen to Alexander Selly. I'm listening to you, Augustine. I'm yet to get any name from the political parties that enter marriage with people.
Yeah, okay, all the marriage.
So it was the only seditious that won your primary.
No, you see, this is why if you look at it, and you look at it, the constituents of the other African community for this primaries. And then you will see, the unionism and
no, I'm not talking about the heads, I'm talking about those of the people that won the primaries.
I wouldn't want to speak to where I was, but Emmanuel is originally from the MPP.
No, Emmanuel is a citizen.
No, MPP. So you see, you try to tell me, so you try to ask permission that I know. This is read in our law and also for what we want to be. So can you tell me that?
Let me see. I don't want to believe that. Let me see. What did he register? Go ahead. Let me see. Where is Emmanuel? Go ahead. Continue this.
Emmanuel is MPP register on MPP that which is undisputed, and that's something we cannot do about it.
Okay.
So
It doesn't elevate your perception about citizens just going on primary.
So the entire issue, one NPP person,
of course,
in Mangibi,
of course,
the rest of those editions,
because the process of opening of our post process, our post process, we have series of meetings, and every, in fact, there's decision from the governing council, that they have their meals there. So, the decisions from the meetings of the governing council figure down and to us, then we have to implement. So, if someone coming from another body, CAL or faith, go through a process, we can oppose it.
Okay, let me go to Alexander and before I go to Tano, because I have some good questions for Tano. Alexander, who did you take in Lofa as a senatorial candidate?
We have Moses calling from the LPDP.
Okay.
So you want to show the LPDP.
You want to show so other you don't know transparent where we have all the
yes, we are guided by our framework document. And predicated upon the framework document, we were mandated to ensure a credible democratic process that will seek to emerge people on that platform, so that our candidate will go into the race, even the one who will lost the process will see a reason to support. Also, this is why the problem of
Tanu, you covered one of the most powerful countries in Liberia. What are some of the things that you people do in Nimba County, and how did the process go? Transparently go?
Yeah, transparently, like you said. The process first thing was guided by rules, and it's important that we retrogress a little. And let me just read for you what it takes to be qualified as a candidate. One, you should have a proof of membership card of the constituent party. Two, you should have affidavit of citizenship, affidavit of domicile, voter registration card.
In a particular area you want to.
Yeah. Voter registration card, tax clearance to show that you're a good taxpayer, and a note of good standing for the constituent political party. So first thing first, you must have made all of these criteria before you enter the race. So it tells you that even some of those are registered for the CC primary, but remain qualified, because some of them were not in good standing with the political party. So you may ask the next question, how do you define good standing? Now, good standing here is one should be a due-paying partisan of the institution. One should be a due-paying partisan of the constituent party. Two, you must have a good standing. You cannot be a suspended partisan, then coming back to serious contest with politics, then that alone contradicts the entire essence of the national primaries. So many of those are registered, met these criteria. And the reason why you asked Mr. Tamara question, or why it's just web is the party as an institution believes that in order for you to contest on a party ticket, everybody should be given a chance to firstly contest a seat. So if you are the only person that qualify or that think that you can run in that place, and then you register, and you are the only person, so should we say because Seko is the only person in district number 1, for that reason we should add additional person? No, because he is the most qualified person, because he's the only person that has registered and met the requirements of the national primary committees. So this is what it takes. And so in Nimba County, which is being considered,
how many districts did you people get? Candidates and those of the people that were successful. 7 districts in Nimba. So is that Nimba has more districts? Yes, no.
9 districts.
9 districts. Out of the 9, you conducted 7. And you got 7 candidates. You call that name?
So one senator. So Honorable Gwen G2 is the Senate elect on the primary party. He contesting.
You are talking about the Roland Gold or no?
Yes, the Roland Gold.
Politics.
This is probably a 10-time contestant.
Yeah, always contesting.
In Nimba.
Since contested against the quote-unquote godfather of
NPP. Okay.
So you won the primary on NPP.
You want to wear ballot again?
Of course.
Your code to go to wear ballot. Right. The districts.
And district number 1, Honorable Sam Brown, of course. And
who's one of the constituent political parties?
So he was, I think he's being endorsed.
Okay.
He's endorsed. Okay. And then district number 2, Honorable Prince O.S. Topa from the Congress of Democratic Change. District number 3, Honorable Joseph Nya Somowari, and he's from the LPDP. And then district number 4, Gompu L. Kagom.
The current representative, right?
Yeah, from Congress ticket. District number 5.
Was he contested against?
Yeah, he was contested against. This process is opening.
How many persons contested?
There's a leader from the NPP.
Okay. But the leader from the NPP helped contested against him. And then district number 5, which was highly contested, Honorable Peter Y.B. Weto, also from the Congress emerged as well.
When you say highly contested, how many persons did form part in the process?
District 5,
in Liberia.
District 5, they had 2-1 for LPDP. When we speak of highly contested, because the two candidates were favored. But anyway, Peter, we had to emerge as winner.
So I mean, only 2 candidates.
Yeah.
Okay.
One for LPDP and one for Congress.
Okay. So it means that process. So now you have all the candidates in all of the districts. I think maybe just 1 or 2 districts in some of the counties you did not get candidates. So what do you do? Now we have a day just for the close of this entire registration of candidates at the National Elections Commission.
This is a democratic practice that we are involved in. Like we said, we're not going to stage manage who's going to run our party ticket. The first standard that we establish is that our candidate must be a votable candidate. And what defines them to be a votable candidate?
That's the question I wanted to ask you.
What defines them to be a votable candidate is the decision of the people. We have had our own experiences.
Having minute portion of people going to vote for who should represent certain constituent, does that in any way means that they got the support of the entire district?
Let me get the process right. Okay, we have 9 parties that make up the Grand Coalition. And out of those 9, just for a district, right, you have 450 participants. So if you were taking 400 participants from the leadership role, meaning that you're taking them from the youth or the youth league, the women wing, and the Zuma heads, meaning that you have already treasury votes in that particular district that you cannot overlook. Because if I was Zuma head, I have control over the 10-50%.
Does that suggest that you could win an election?
The process itself has proven that those who won this process already have treasury votes. That's what yet. You got 9 districts, 9 or the 12 districts in Lima, and 7 won. So multiply 400 times.
So what's the voting strength of one of the districts in Mangibi County that you have one of the candidates? Let's look at Emmanuel Yara. What's the voting strength of the CDC in that?
No, I cannot
so then how do you come to a point to say they are all winnable?
These are they happened before.
It is perceived by you.
It happened before. It never happened before.
In district, which one of the districts Emmanuel Yara is contested?
District number 4.
District number 4, you have unity party candidate.
No, I don't want to speak to that.
No, I'm trying to say to you, is there any record to show the statistics where you will have to say, okay, we have that dominant votes coming from this district within this area that shows that those of the people that voted the candidate suggest that he could win the election?
Yeah, that's what you're showing. That's
apart from the delegates, the delegates themselves, the decision will be influenced by the overwhelming support of policy within the districts. But for the fact that everybody will not be yourself. In fact, we have a city participation on 8,000 people in the country. That was our city participation. 8,000 plus. 8,000. So if you do the mathematics, if you take up the percentage within the overall vote, people don't need 100% vote in the election first round. So if you even take the percentage of vote that we need in the first round, this is a very considerable number of percentage you can take into consideration. Because those that if you do a multiplier effect on that, you don't want to go into the strategy because they were exposed to our strategy. Because they're already they follow after us. The only thing we lead them behind, we get them to us on is the primary. We just see listing coming up, people going to ticket. But nobody, you know fully well, when you put your phone on sometime last week, your phone will either pop up and say, CC having district, primary,
Certainly it's true. That is true.
Right? So it was glaring. Everybody knew this. And to even though I'm not surprised, but if our opponents can tell us, yesterday the election commission is saying, look, General, we must admit, CDC is the only political party that have demonstrated such democratic credentials in the Republic of Liberia to have conducted simultaneously primary throughout the country in a peaceful and credible manner. We must commend you for that. They told us it.
Okay, tell me, you want to say something? Don't move on to the upcoming, candidate certification.
Yeah, but quickly, so say for instance, you talk about how do you know this person is a winnable candidate. So I'll make a specific case to district number 4 in Lofa County, where in the incumbent representative Mariam Fufana was defeated in the primary. Now, the Honorable Musa Kodera contested against Honorable Sekou Kodera contested against Honorable Fufana. The people themselves, the delegates. Now, when Mr. Thomas spoke of 450, the way the number is being derived, now political parties are made of the grand coalition. So each party had 50% as a delegate. So it's the 50,000 that gave you the 450. So if the 450 delegates in district 4, Lofa County, decided that we cannot take Mama Fufana again on the party ticket, but rather on the Sekou Kodera, it tells you that there is a 50% probability of Honorable Kodera winning the district. And of course, because he won the confidence of the people of that of the delegates of that district, that alone had given him the urge above everyone else.
Are you people aware that Lofa is not a CDC dominant?
Until no, you see, that's I think it's a perception, and the reason why it is I don't know when last year.
Fufana won.
I don't know if
partisan. He did not win as a sedition though.
I don't know since when you are going to Lofa. Let me say this:
I'm going to Lofa. I want you to be particular about that issue.
I have been particular about the case, and the reason I'm particular.
Honorable Fufana did not win as a sedition.
Agreed.
So it is not something to brag that having Sekou Kodera could make CDC win in that district.
But do you know the straight Honorable Sekou Kodera to doubt it?
Until it is proven.
So then what can you also
So it suggests that it is not a CDC friendly zone until it can be proven.
Is there any records for representative or aspirant on CDC with NSC in Lofa? Do you have record on that?
When you should be telling me because you won't put people there and now you're
so now the time we have the change in the dynamics was the senatorial or race in 2020.
It was a very slim.
Of course, yes, but simple majority. Democracy, majority. Even took the someone routinely, he won it, and subsequently he joined the party. So this is a new dispensation. I don't want to say this is. I'm a little fan. Out of 5, one of the best things.
Well, my
let me tell you, one of the best things I was adopted in this primary was the fear of taking a trauma to go to my primaries because I could have been compromised. So I was sent to somewhere I have no link to. So this is, these are things. So the percentage
these are all political issues, man.
Let's move on to. I'm told you people are going to have an elaborate program for the certification of candidates that were, elected on various from various positions, meaning the senatorial area, the representatives as well. When would that be, Lieutenant?
Well, tomorrow will be the official certification and presentation of candidates that won on the party ticket to the national chairman who have appointed this committee to carry on this function for onward presentation to His Excellency Dr. George Manawiya to inform me that these are members of our ticket that will be contested alongside with him come October 10, 2023.
Are they being registered with the National Elections Commission, or is just the document?
This is why you see some of our requirement calls for all of that requirement.
Okay.
So that when you win the primary, so you don't have to go looking for affidavit of citizenship, of domicile, you don't have to go looking for tax clearance. As soon as you win, you proceed to carry on your process. So as far as we are concerned, all of our people have gone through the process of the National Election Commission. And this is why, if you follow up, we are closing, we are certificating our people, in fact, on the end day of the process.
Okay.
So tomorrow at 3 o'clock, they will be certificated by the committee.
Where at the airport?
At the airport to signify.
Is it about 3?
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It was to signify the completion of our task as a committee. So there's
how many persons, mainly representatives and that of senators, you've got from across the country?
Well, for the entire 15 county, we call the entire 15 counties because we endorse some and some was elected.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire 15 counties, with the exception of few districts, or 17 districts. Yeah, the total.
What I want to know, how many representatives and how many senators?
So you have to go to 15 across the 83.
Yeah, so 82 because
come close to the microphone.
82 because the bomb is out.
So you mean
82? Yeah, so it's 14 senators out of 82 we have 14 aspirants and the rest are
representatives. Yeah. So meaning you have one of the counties you now fill in.
Bomi County.
Bomi County. Why is it you don't feel someone in Bomi? Is it because of Honorable Alex Tyler?
We didn't say so.
So you don't have someone there. Why?
Because I'm not in there yet. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'm sitting here, something is being done.
No, this will be a political rhetoric again. What did you? Did you not get, interest, or people did not express interest within Bomi?
Let us be honest. CDC is a political institution, and CDC is open to all forms of political negotiation that will be in the best interest of CDC in this country. So we're not going to close door on ourselves and think that we can do it all by ourselves.
It suggests that CDC is undercover supporting.
No, we cannot be undercover because CDC would not.
Why you did not support someone in Bomi?
What is the matter of the desire of our politicians? All right, and at the same time, the party remains supreme.
Is it a fear of CDC that they might not win in Bomi County?
Not necessarily.
There's no time to see the person has not ended.
But tomorrow is sufficient time.
You're going to be certificating people tomorrow at 2 o'clock?
Yes.
So at the time, how do we get
what happens from 8 o'clock
So I don't want to say not
okay, we have our guest.
Honorable Uchi will be submitting his report to the national chairman for almost submission to our political leader. And that process will be marked by the certification and official presentation of all of our candidate elect. And that will be a very unique program. It will be represented by policy. Policy will come over, like the question you asked will also be answered tomorrow. And that will speak to the fact that the decision of the people will be supported. They will support the decision. Like you are asking. If I tell you what happened in Bonjama, when Sekou Kole was elected in a hall that hosted a little over 400 people. And that decision had a melting effect in Vonjima, that the people demonstrated in Vonjima the next morning. While even when we left Lofa, we were still receiving and watching on the television, online. People were still celebrating and parading with Sekou Kole in Vonjima City.
Okay, let's go to the lines and listen to Liberians. The news is up next. Our guests are Alexander Viasili, Tanu Maulo Bongo, Augustine F. Tambert. They are part of the committee that conducted the just ended primaries across the country. And they said tomorrow will be the certification process of candidates that won the elections. We'll go to the lines on 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. Let me take this person. It's an international person that wants to participate on the show. Do you want to participate on the show? Hello?
Yeah, you can say this has been Rando's raining email.
Okay. You want to participate on the show?
Yeah, sure. I phone in from Morocco.
Okay, Morocco.
I'd like to thank your studio. Yeah, I'd like to thank your studio guest. And this process of primary has been in existence since the foundation of our party. It became modernized in 2017 when Mayor Koji first took over this primary. And this is why I refer to it as the shadow of modern primaries in Liberia. Well, the reason why we continue to demonstrate this kind of commitment to primary processes is because it doesn't only define our democratic nature, but it also elevates a clear understanding of those that are in touch, consistent touch with our people who sit in the grassroots space. The bailiwick of the grassroots space of our communities in Liberia.
Thank you, my brother. Let me go to this on the line. There are too many persons on the line. I'm going to take a few seconds, no time to go. Hello. Good evening. Okay, you don't want to talk to another person. Good evening. Too bad. Can't continue with you. Hello. Good evening. Go ahead.
You're thinking about having me. My name is Ibrahim Balang. I told you guys for in Let's Go District my 10.
Few seconds, my brother.
Firstly, let me appreciate distinguished leaders for the brilliant articulation on the basis of a fair, independent, transparent primary that the Mali coalition of democratic demonstrated across this entire country. I would like to be very categorical clear. What the CDC demonstrated, it is unprecedented in the body politics of our country. There's no political party in the history of this country that did similar things what CDC did, to give opportunity to partisans to choose those parties who were better represented at the national legislature. That is very unprecedented. And it demonstrates a clear.
Thank you, my brother. Let me take this person on the line. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead. Few seconds.
Thank you, Civil Service. Let me just give it to your three distinguished student guests. This is Lawrence Clay, and I'm the vice chairman of the Corporation District now UP, this type of other country. And let me appreciate them for their extensive comprehensive input to this episode. And like one of the first, one of let's say the development of other countries, the city said, if you are not witness or transparent primary in the Republic of Liberia, I think the primary is one of the transparent primary that any other president will trust. If you look about how confidence, like the chairman said, everything you say that the office will tell you who in this country, who in this district.
Thank you, my brother. This person. Hello. Hello. Let me take another person again. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Few seconds, please. No time.
Yes, I want to thank for the speaker, and I miss Isaac, and I want to know about channel who are the distribution channel.
I mean, I don't miss this video. People said people from NPD, political parties, they've been some matters. Hello. Chief, I'll go to you, man. Go to the point, please.
A level of education towards the people of the political country of Monterano.
Thank you. Let me take. I'm going to take 2 more calls. We can take all the calls. No time. We're going to go for the news. Hello.
Yeah, Sebo, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to your studio again. Yeah, now only one side really worry me about Miami Fofana. Whether she accepted the result or whether the person who we was she was support the protest. I don't know. The only side.
She has registered with another political party. Thank you. Let me take another person here. Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Samuel Kiyores. Coming to as Liberia FC. I do come from my district number 2 with Amos Kalakante. And let me just thank you for the why is true I don't support CEC, but then I will pass after spring into what the reality then after the station job did well. But the issue here is district number 2 primary. The first time I live within district number 2.
In Monterano County, you need to speak now.
Monterano.
Go ahead.
Thank you. With the program I was searching on our star for Genesian and Honorable Buffer. From our irrigation within our district, we don't believe that states have more potential than buffer within our district.
Thank you. We can continue. Let me go to Panama. Let's wrap up, please. No time. What have you to say to the callers and then just wrap up so we can conclude. Please, the news is up next.
All right, thank you very much. Let me just satisfy the curiosity of the quarter.
Just come close to the microphone.
To satisfy the curiosity of the quarter as a son representation, let me just call it or Criton or Donkey Son County as senator.
Where ballot?
Yes, ballot MK for representative district number 1. Samson we Son County from NPD, and we have Alex X Noah.
Okay.
From the Congress.
Okay.
Just to satisfy the curiosity of God.
Okay, so let's go to time. We need to go. No time.
Yeah, so it has been proven time of our numbers that the Coalition for Democratic Change stands to protect democracy and internet. And it has also been proven over time that this is the people's party, a grassroots political institution. And because of these reasons, that's why the people have always come out, shown themselves and to continually support the Mali Coalition for Democratic Change, and the display of our primary shows that this election is a walkthrough.
Okay, let's go to Alexander so we wrap up and call it a day.
I want to say thank you to all of the callers for their input and for those who asked us to continue to improve on our games. We can show them that we're going to do more and better than what we even did. We'd like to use this time to extend our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to His Excellency for his stewardship, for guiding us successfully in making sure that we maintain our democratic credential. We also like to say thank you to Honorable K. for reposing the confidence in us through the leadership of Honorable Jefferson Tamakunji. And let me lastly say thank you to all of our policy who conducted themselves stably for making sure that they help to improve our democracy within the city. And we hope the opposition will learn from our good example so that we can all help to improve the democracy of our country. Thank you very much for hosting us, and we hope to be with you another time for the invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We need to go. And so that's all the time we've got to be here. Up next is the news. My name is Sekou Sharif.